I gotta add myself. There we go. Hey, let me. Let me add myself. There we go. Little different background here. You can see I have my flags down because it was so warm yesterday and today. I opened up one of the windows here and I've got a fan pulling some air in from the outside. So I dropped the normal flags that you see there just to get some airflow going. But hope everybody is doing good. Let's do a quick roll call. It is October 29th. We're screaming into November. We are this is the 257th edition of Speaking of Zane. How about that? We got Ken in there. Lori is in there. It is late at night in London where Lori is. Now, it turns out Lori may not be coming back before Christmas. Thought maybe she would cycle back and forth a couple times, but I think she's just going to stay. In fact, she is planning a Thanksgiving with the family that she's staying with. And in fact, I'm sending her some Thanksgiving items that she can't find there for Thanksgiving dinner. But more about that later. Ken's in there. Lori's in there. Carl Q's in there. Jimbo's in there. Mac Marine, my dad is in there. Hey, Dad, 79 years old. Terry Bass is in there. We got some other Facebook users, but depending on how you join, if you join on the Guy McDonald Facebook page or the Speaking of Zane Facebook page, there's something about it where I can't always see. It just says Facebook user. But anyway, I see that you are in there. Got a lot of folks in there tonight, Sunday night, as we do most Sunday nights. Speaking of Zane. Well, let's see what the heck is going on here at the fabulous McDonald Estate and Insane Asylum. Earlier in this week, there's Aunt Mary. Hey, Aunt Mary, down in Tifton, Georgia. I think it was Tuesday morning. I saw a post on Facebook from a guy called Sam Morgan, and Sam was Air Force officer, retired Air Force officer. Sam was a battle staff crew member when I was flying on the Looking Glass back in the late 80s, early 90s. I didn't remember Sam, but Sam said he remembered me. But anyway, I met him down in Florida when Amy and Barb and Carrie surprised the heck out of me at my Warriors place. Sam was with them. Sam lives in the Gulfport, Biloxi area, and he came over for that, and I got a chance to meet him and see him again after all these years. And anyway, him and his wife Sarah were driving up to Illinois, and they took the route that took them across the Florida Panhandle and up 75 through Georgia. And I saw he posted, I guess it was Monday, that they were at the Hampton Inn in Ackworth, Georgia. And I'm like, dude, I'm like 10 miles away from you. And anyway, so I messaged him and said, hey, how about a cup of coffee in the morning? And so I went over there, met him at the hotel, had a cup of coffee there about 8 in the morning. And they were on the road by 9, heading to Indiana. And anyway, it was great to see what a great guy he is. I wish I had known him better. Just a great guy. And he went on, he dropped his wife off there and then drove down to Arkansas, Blytheville, Little Rock Air Force Base, where evidently before he made his way into SAC and into the Looking Glass realm, he had an affiliation of some kind with the Titan II missiles. And he had Titan II missile silos in Arkansas and Arizona and all through the Midwest. Anyway, he had some sort of reunion affiliated with that. And it was real fun to see his pictures. Anyway, Sam, if you're watching, good to see you and Sarah. Grab a cup of coffee. That was awesome. And appreciate you guys delaying your departure Tuesday morning long enough to have a cup of coffee. All right. I mentioned it's been absolutely warm. These probably the last 4 or 5 days, we hit 84 according to my backyard weather station. Yes, I have a weather station. 84 degrees today, very warm. But I need to look a little bit farther ahead, but I'm told that it's going to cool down significantly this week. But got some good walks in this weekend. Got some things done around the house. Tore the clothes dryer apart. The dryer, Lori will tell you, the clothes dryer has been boom, 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 and it still dries well and spins and everything, but it's making this boom, 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 boom. And I know what it is. I've just been delaying messing around with it. So anyway, today I got in there and tore the dryer apart and cleaned all the lint out. If you let a dryer go too long, it'll really get a lot of lint in it. So I got the dryer all cleaned out and the dryer vent to the outside. I cleaned that out. I got kind of a roto-rooter thing that I can slide in. And then I took my, I've got a leaf blower. I connected the leaf blower on the inside of the house to the hose and blew that out. So I know I've got a good clean dryer vent now. And I've got a kit on order that'll be here tomorrow, which will allow me to replace the belt, which is fraying, and the 2 rollers one of which is worn. That's why the boom, 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 boom. So I'll get both those replaced tomorrow and the belt, and we'll be back in business. And that dryer will take us another 10 years. I'll tell you what, washers and dryers, they still make serviceable. If you're an average Joe like me and kind of understand troubleshooting and stuff like that, I learned a lot of stuff from my dad, but I learned a lot of that stuff from the Air Force. But you can still fix washers and dryers, stuff like that. But yeah, so I got some parts on order. I have that all back up and running tomorrow, and we'll go another 10 years with that dryer. So Lori's like, I need a new washer and dryer. But hey, I'm kind of frugal that way. All right, Silo 7, Little Rock, Barksdale Air Force Base. Okay, awesome. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite museum visits ever was the Titan Missile Museum down in Tucson. And I was out in Phoenix for business on one of my trips out there. I used to go out there quite a bit. And of course, I had to go to the Boneyard at Davis-Monthan, and cried seeing all my planes there. But I've probably been to Davis-Monthan 3 or 4 times, but I finally took the opportunity to go to the Titan Missile Museum. Wow, I was blown away the way they've preserved it. Just absolutely fascinating. And hey, there you go, Little Rock. Yeah, I learned so much about the Titans, which were before my time. My time was Minuteman Peacekeeper. But the Titans have an incredible history. I know there was a Titan mishap there, I think, in Little Rock, due to somebody dropping a wrench. I think, if I remember reading the story, but anyway, but good stuff there. Okay, well, let's see. Lori says it's still warm in London. Yeah, very interesting there. Still, Lori has been warm ever since she got there. She's been there a month now. And she says she hadn't had to wear a jacket yet, but I know that, that can change any time there. But Lori and I cannot wait to get over there. I'm getting more excited about it, actually. I'm going to go over and spend the last 2 weeks of the year in London. And Lori and I were just talking this afternoon. We spent our first 4 years together, first 4 Christmases together over there. Tyler was born over there. So, we'll have our home base there in London, but I think we're going to go up to Mildenhall, Bury St. Edmunds, Lakenheath, all around where we used to be, Cambridge. So I'll work out all the logistics for Airbnb or whatever we end up doing there. Maybe we'll stay at the Bird in Hand or the Smokehouse Inn or something. But yeah, it's I'm getting very excited about going and spending 2 weeks there. And I may do a little bit of work. I may young lady that works on my team, Ashley, is going to be cycling back to the States for Christmas, and I'm going to be over there in her place. So I may do a little bit of work, but I'm hoping that Lori and I can just relax while we're over there and spend some time up at Mildenhall. That'll be great. All right, Katie Aaron's in there. Hey, Katie. Big congratulations to Katie's husband, Matt Aaron. Matt is a battle buddy of Zane's and sort of an inaugural, speaking of Zane, member. And congratulations to Matt for being promoted to the rank of Sergeant First Class. Pretty big deal in the Army. And I don't know how many years Matt has to retirement, but that is a critical stepping stone there to make it to Sergeant First Class. And he was but a specialist with Zane when they were in Iraq, and then Matt went on to serve in Afghanistan after that, and then now he serves in the Michigan National Guard. So, Matt, congratulations. Awesome stuff. Sergeant First Class Aaron, that is absolutely fantastic. was great to see that. Katie does a great job of posting current events with your family, and so happy to see your career progressing there. Very proud of you and happy for you. All right. Well, let's see. I mentioned it was warm today. Hannah called me and I had the dryer halfway tore apart. And Hannah said, "Hey, do you want us to come pick you up for the soccer game?" And I'm like, "Holy smoke, I forgot about the soccer game." My little guy, Everett, had a soccer game today at 2:30. And so I was able to get everything situated. And I said, "No, I'll meet you over there." And so, anyway, went to a place I'd never been over in Dallas, Georgia, the soccer complex, and had a great time with my daughter Hannah. We were sitting there in our camp chairs and watching Everett and the kids play soccer. It was 80 degrees outside, nice little breeze, but it was just a good departure from the norm. And Everett's team lost, but Everett almost scored a goal. And he defended, he was a goalie for a little while, defended probably 4 goals. He probably allowed 4, but that's okay. He's this little kid, he's kind of cerebral. He's a thinker. Not really into sports. I'm watching him and I'm thinking he's not really enjoying this too much. I think he's doing it for mom and dad, but he went through the motions, and you could just tell he was kind of bored. But he did. I mean, he did good, but you can tell it's really not his thing as much as I think his dad wants it to be. But anyway, it was good. It was good to get out there with them, and he's a good boy. All right. Well, we did have some birthdays this last week. I'm probably missing some, but happy birthday to Steve Shirley. I think Steve and Kathy are still in Europe. Of course, Steve retired this year, and they've been traveling quite a bit. I saw they were in Romania, Transylvania this week, and but I know Steve had a birthday. Happy birthday! My Aunt Betty D had a birthday this week. She's my dad's younger sister. She had a birthday, so she's in her 76, 77, 78, something like that. But she lives up here in the Atlanta metro, Douglasville area. So happy birthday to her. And that there was an anniversary. Somebody had an anniversary this week, and I saw it, but I can't. I've lost it. I didn't document it, so I don't know. Somebody had if you had an anniversary this week, happy anniversary. All right. Well, let's see. What else do we got here? I mentioned Lori's planning a Thanksgiving with her adopted family there. Well wishes and prayers and everything's continued to come in, obviously, for Tyler's passing. I got a really nice package from a friend of mine. I mentioned him last week because he sent me a really cool drawing that his father made. But he sent me another package because he knows I've been on this weight loss thing. I've lost 89 pounds. And kind of like Amy, I don't know if I mentioned this, Lori, but a couple of weeks ago, I got a package from Amy Walton. And this package was full of snacks. It was beef sticks and beef jerky and popcorn. And it was all Nebraska. I think I did mention this. It was all Nebraska produced snacks. So Amy, thank you for that. And then my friend Jeff Klein from work lives in North Kakalaki. He sent me, you guys know what biltong is? He sent me a couple of packages of biltong, Brooklyn biltong. This is made in North Carolina, but it's made with grass-fed beef, and it's basically air-dried beef. It's not beef jerky, but it's akin to beef jerky, but it's called biltong. Has anybody heard of biltong? Put it in the chat if you have. There's Brenda Lusk. Hey, Brenda Lusk. But you can see it looks like beef jerky, but it's no preservatives, and it doesn't last as long as beef jerky is, and it's a little bit softer than beef jerky. You got to eat it up because there's no preservatives, and it won't last forever without refrigeration or whatever. But anyway, biltong. But thank you, Jeff Klein, my friend Jeff. lives in North Carolina. He's going to be spending some time in, what do you tell me, Rome, Georgia. So we're going to have lunch or breakfast or something sometime here before too long. All right. Well, let's see what is going on with sports. Anybody watching the World Series? Well, we know Houston got knocked out and the Phillies got knocked out. And Texas and Arizona are tied 1 game apiece, and they'll play again tomorrow. I'm not really into it right now for some reason, and I'm the biggest baseball fan you'll find, but I've only just had it on in the background. I haven't really had as intense an interest as I normally do. But I did watch some football yesterday. Georgia Southern beat Georgia State. Texas A&M, I watched that game. They beat South Carolina. I'm not a Georgia fan, but I watched the Georgia-Florida game, and or bits and pieces of it. Colorado ended up losing to UCLA, so Coach Prime's got a little steam let out of him, but oh well. Bama had a bye week, I think. Nebraska beat Purdue. That's another win for Nebraska for all you Nebraska fans. Air Force is killing it. 8-0. Air Force is 8-0. Of course, they don't have quite the same schedule as a Georgia or an A&M or a Bama, but they beat Colorado State. It was snowing there, and I watched a good bit of that game, the Air Force Colorado State game. All right. Well, let's see. What else do we got here? Upcoming travel. Okay, so I do have some travel coming up in the month of November. November's a busy month for me. I'll be actually flying up to New York on Wednesday, Wednesday afternoon, November 1st. I'm actually flying into Newark, and I'll Uber into the city, and I'm staying at the Marriott there in Times Square. But I'm going to Thursday, the 2nd. I'll be at a Veterans on Wall Street symposium all day long, and our company is actually a sponsor for the event, and I'm actually a panelist, so I get to talk about in a breakout session with I don't know how many people, but I got 3 other people I'm teamed up with, 2 or 3. And our topic is, what is our topic? Our topic is increasing employment opportunities for enlisted veterans. Now, that's something I know about, so that's why I picked that. But anyway, so I'm getting in this mindset of a talk track, and they've given us some prompts and stuff. So it'll be fun. So it's an all-day thing, just around the corner from where I'm staying, just around the corner from my company's office there in Hudson Yard. And so I'll be attending this symposium, being a panelist, and then there'll be things all afternoon, and then happy hour in the evening, and I'll be meeting some of my work colleagues and later that night, Thursday night, and then Friday morning, I'll be in our office, which is just right walking distance. Be in our office in the morning till about noon, and then my daughter Charlotte, the United Airlines employee, happens to be in New York next week, so she's going to stay over. She's got her conference on Thursday as well. She's going to stay over, I think, until Saturday evening. So after I get done with work on midday Friday, she and I are going to go do World Trade Center Memorial and stuff Friday afternoon, dinner Friday night. I don't know what we'll do Saturday, but I have to stay the weekend because I've got another event there on Monday evening. It's actually it's a comedy event. It's connected with this thing I'm doing, but it's called Stand Up for Heroes, stand up comedy, Stand Up for Heroes, and it's a big gala kind of thing. And anyway, so I'm going to have a guest for that. So I'll be there with some other colleagues on the Monday night. So I got to stay the weekend. Just didn't make sense to come home and go back. So I'll stay the weekend. Um, work in our office, our New York office on Monday, go to the gala Tuesday night or Monday night, fly home Tuesday. And then, so that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing my daughter Charlotte up there. Uh, kind of cool that we're both in the same place at the same time. So that'll be fun. And then, see that I'll get home on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, now this is not this week, but next Thursday, the 9th, I think, I need to head down to Tampa because my Florida team, we're having a what we call at our work a day of caring. It's like a work day. You know, you do go out in the community and do good work. We're going to do it at My Warriors Place. So we're going to do that November 10th. Friday, November 10th, we'll be at My Warriors Place all day. So I got to get down there on Thursday, the 9th. And I hadn't decided if I'm driving or flying yet. I don't know yet. I gotta work that out. But I'm staying over. So we'll be on the old property all day Friday. Saturday, I'm doing a 5K, Veterans Day 5K, virtually. And then Sunday, I'll be at the new My Warriors Place location down in Punta Gorda for their grand opening. I'm looking forward to that. And then I will stay Monday, the 13th. I will work in our Tampa office because I'm kicking off a new group of students that day. So I don't have time to get back here in time to kick off this new group of, it's about 10 new students. And so I thought, well, I'll just stay and I'll go to the Tampa office and get that all kicked off. And then I'll come back maybe on the 14th, come back home or something like that. But anyway, that's the name of that tune. And then, so I'll be home. And then the 26th of November. So then that next week is Thanksgiving week. And I think my daughter Charlotte will be here in Atlanta for Thanksgiving. And then so it'll be Thanksgiving with me, Hannah, Charlotte, Jackson, Caitlin, Carson, Everett. We'll have Thanksgiving here. And then the next week, I fly up to St. Louis the 26th, and I'll be there for that whole week through the 30th for some activities I've got with work. And then back home, and then we'll be into December. And then 2 weeks of work in December, and then the last 2 weeks of the month over in London with Lori. So anyway, got a little bit of travel. I got some things I want to do at the house, and I'm just not going to be able to squeeze them in. Like I need to get a one of those portable dumpsters because I need to do a garage clean out. I'm overdue for a garage clean out. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze it in. We'll figure that out. But anyway, okay, let's see. So what that means, the travel next week is that, and this will be a first, we'll be doing Speaking of Zane from New York City, live from New York City. So I'll be in New York next Sunday night, and that's when we'll do Speaking of Zane. So we'll look forward to that. Charlotte will have already gone back to Chicago, I believe, by then. Okay, well, let's see. No weight loss change. Still sitting at 89 pounds. 1 pound to get to 90. I want to get to 90, but you know what I really want to get to is 100. So I really want to say that. Okay, let's see. Hat of the week always has something to do with what the heck is going on around here, something that we just did, something that's coming up. And I got one of the old SAC hats on here. So Sam, you are the reason for the hat of the week because I met Sam, an old SAC veteran. this week for coffee. What a fantastic time. And that is why the Strategic Air Command hat is the hat of the week. Okay. All right. I did not pull this segment. This is the segment that I have the toughest time with because I think last week I had some, but if I run short on time, I skip this part. And that's this week in military history. I know there were some items in military history of note this past week, but I just didn't get around to farming them. I do know in this category, I believe, and this is the first time I've ever seen this. Yesterday, I believe, somebody can vouch for this. Yesterday was National First Responders Day. If that's true, hats off to you, first responders. Critical. All right. Well, let's see. Let's go to our challenges here before we wrap it up. I'm a little bit long-winded tonight, but our Veteran Cemetery Challenge. Let me tell you what I know about. Daryl made it to Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery to see his betrothed, Wanda. He also went to celebrate the birthday of his aunt, Joanne. I think it's Joanne, right, Daryl? Who is buried at Jefferson Barracks. So, Daryl, how many relatives do you have buried there? But Daryl is on this wonderful mission that of acknowledging and honoring members of his family and folks that he knows that have birthdays that are buried either at Jefferson Barracks or somewhere in that St. Louis area. Good night, Lori. Love you. Talk to you later. Tell Ray Lynn that Uncle Guy said hello. Lori has to go. It's like 2 in the morning there. So, okay, let's see. So Daryl, my dad has made some visits to Evergreen. I saw my sister does a great job of capturing just some wonderful moments there. And my dad was out there today sort of cleaning up my mother's area there with the gravel and everything. And just fantastic. I get to get down there and see her. And then our friend Amy, who I don't know if Amy's in here tonight, but Amy was on a little adventure with her sister Barb. Actually, I think Amy's on an adventure right now too. But Amy and her sister Barb drove back from New Mexico all the way back to Omaha. But on their travels, they made a cemetery visit, at least one that I know of that they documented, and that was at Fort Bliss National Cemetery. So I don't know if that's a new one for us or not, Amy. It could be a new one. I need to look at my map. If it is a new one, I will add it. But thank you for doing that. And then we definitely had a new one here that Steve and Kathy entered this week. They went to the military cemetery in Sanaia, Romania. Now, this cemetery is to honor French and Romanian soldiers killed between 1916 and 1918 while fighting against the Germans in World War I. Wow. Fascinating. Steve does a great job of documenting their travels. I don't know where they're at right now, but in that area. So thank you for that. And I had a really nice note yesterday from an old friend of Zane's. She's a friend of Zane and Abby's, Zane's wife. Her name is Bree, and just a special young woman. And she messaged me and sent me a picture of Zane's headstone and said, "Hey, I stopped by to see your boy today." And, just anyway, just special that people go to see him. And so, Bree, thank you for that. So if I add all those visits up, I think we're at 7 visits for the week. Pretty good. 1,024 visits that this relatively small group of patriots have made over the last few years to 178, actually 180. Actually, I need to update that. 180 different cemeteries. So how about that? And don't forget that the Wreaths Across America is coming up in December. It's not too early to start planning for that. In fact, I'm planning it with my group at work. And the actual day is December the 16th, Saturday, December the 16th. And I think I have a dentist appointment on Friday the 15th. I know that because my dentist tells me so. And I went this Friday for a cleaning 2 days ago. And she says, well, I'm not going to have enough time to do everything I want to do. And I'm like, what? This is the one of the texts. And I'm like, okay. She said, can you come in December? I'm like, well, it depends on the day. She said, how about the 15th? I said, perfect, because I'm not heading to England probably until the 17th or something like that. So anyway, I don't know why I brought that up. Our dentist lives in our neighborhood. He's like 3/4 of a mile down the road. But anyway, so the 15th, I have a disappointment. The 16th, that next morning, Saturday the 16th, is Wreaths Across America. So it's likely you're within driving distance of a cemetery that's participating in Wreaths Across America. If you don't know for sure, go to wreathsacrossamerica.com, I think, or .org, or Google Wreaths Across America, whatever you have to do, but you'll find a very comprehensive website with maps and everything. So that's where I'll be on the Saturday the 16th. So don't forget about that. All right. What about thank yous? We had quite a few thank yous this week. Aunt Paula thanked a Vietnam veteran at breakfast last week. She ran into 2 active duty Army recruiters. I think they were trying to recruit her, but she ran into them and told them thank you for their service. And as she usually does, she has the occasion to thank Pasco County Sheriff's deputies. She did that. I had a interesting encounter at the Kroger the other day with I was wearing one of my SAC hats, not this one, but a different one. And this Navy CB, this Navy guy had a Navy hat on and said, hey, I rode on your C-141. So I'm like, well, I did a little bit too. And he said, I was a Navy CB. And he says, whenever we had to go somewhere in Southeast Asia, we would get on a 141 and go. And I'm like, well, I'm glad. Anyway, we had a good chat, and I met a Marine at Kroger, and then I met a Navy veteran at Everett soccer game today. So that was 3 of them for me. So if I add those all up, I think we had 7 thank yous this week that I'm aware of. So we're at 2,371 on our way to 2,500 by the end of the year. So how about that? All right. Well, let's see what's going on with organizations. I mentioned, let's see, Veterans Day 5K. My company is a sponsor for this run that occurs in St. Louis. And it's in conjunction with, Veterans Day 5K with the St. Patrick's Center. And they're all about taking care of the homeless, specifically veterans. And anyway, that's what this is all about. So that's what I'll be doing on November the 11th down in Tampa. So that's the update on them. I got a lot of folks at work, or we'll be doing that together. Running to Honor, speaking of 5Ks, Running to Honor 5K in 2026 will be all about Zane McDonald up in Michigan. I cannot wait. I tell you, I cannot wait to go up there and see Aaron and see Matt and Katie Aaron and have that race in honor of Zane McDonald, who has nothing to do with Michigan. But Aaron Bartle is just such a great guy. He said he wants to dedicate that to Zane. And I'm like, man, that's fantastic. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. Let's see what else on the mentioned My Warriors Place. We got a cleanup day. We got the official grand opening. I'm excited about that. And yeah, that's about it there. Carl is coming in with a late thank a vet. I've got a space here for Carl right here. He had 5 thank yous at the Chiefs game. All right. Good job, Carl. So if I add your 5, that took us to 12 for the week, which took us to 23 76. So we're getting up there. We are getting up there. We got a goal of 2,500 by the end of the year. Okay. Well, let's see. That is about it. Fortunately, I don't recall any incidents, or I know that we've got a lot of our service members in harm's way right now. We've got a couple of battle groups actually that are doing this changeover, and Israel's going on and everything. I've got some of my friends at work whose sons are part of these task force, and so I know we need to be thinking about and praying for all of our service members, but we got some that are in a heightened state. We've got some in Iraq and some in Syria that are being fired upon. So we need to be thinking about them. Just a tragedy what's going on over there. But if you see a veteran this week, tell them thanks. I'm actually I'm writing an article for work about veterans. Told you I'm a panelist for the symposium. I'm going to be the guest speaker for a bank who. It's a long story, but anyway, I'm going to be talking about similar things coming up in the month of November. Veterans Day is November the 11th, and well, I tell you what, veterans deserve. We don't want it. We don't ask for it. We don't look for it. We don't want to be called out as different or anything. But I'll tell you, on that side of it, I don't think it's special, but on the giving side of it, I want veterans to know how much I appreciate them. It's an interesting sort of dynamic there, but we don't know them all, but we owe them all for sure. So in November, I think we'll be hypersensitive to veterans and letting them know how much we appreciate them. So anyway, that's about it, folks. I tell you what, I am. Did you guys see my Atlanta Braves thing here? It kind of cycles different colors. Lori got me that for Christmas. It actually belongs in my bathroom. I've got a bathroom adjacent here to my office, full bath, shower, everything. She turned it into like a Braves dugout. I mean, it's got everything in it. This was one of the things in there, and the batteries died, so I brought it over here and plugged it in. But anyway, it makes an interesting backdrop when I'm on my work meetings. But not like everybody doesn't already know I'm a Braves fan. But anyway, so great to have everybody in here tonight. Have a great week. I tell you what, yesterday's gone. You don't know what tomorrow holds. You're totally in control of today. That's all you have control of is today. Now, we need to plan for tomorrow. We're not guaranteed it. But yesterday's gone. Forget about it. Whatever happened yesterday, forget about it. Live today. Plan for tomorrow. It's just life is so short. We see it. My two boys' lives were just cut short. And, you need to be prepared for that, and don't dwell on the past. Live in the moment, plan for the future. But anyway, I appreciate you all for joining me and listen to me blow you. Listen to me getting all preachy and everything. But no, I appreciate you guys. I really do. You guys are awesome, and I can't tell you enough how much we appreciate the thoughts and the prayers and the gifts and the support and everything. It just continues to be fascinating, undeserved, honestly. And but I appreciate you all so much, and look forward to doing this again next week from New York City. I tell you what, I don't think I'd ever want to live there, but it's one of my favorite places to visit, and I'm excited about seeing some of my colleagues there that I work with, and being part of this veterans thing, and seeing my daughter there. And New York is, it's just a special place for sure. But I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know if that's still true next Sunday night for Speaking of Zane. So we'll look forward to it. Thanks, everybody. God bless.